Abortion is prescribed in the Bible in Numbers 5:11 through 31. If a husband was jealous of his wife who was pregnant and wondered if it was not his child, he was instructed to go to the high priest who was going to give her an abortifacient. Some bitter herbs is what they're called. And if the child was miscarried, then that was the sign that this child belonged to the neighbor. And if the child survived, then that let the husband know that was his child. It was a very antiquated view, not medically factual in the slightest, and the woman had no say-so over it. Now, I was 25 years old when I had my first exposure to somebody who I knew had had an abortion. 25. I'd been in pro-life rallies all up until then, and this was one of my students when I was a high school teacher. She had been required to have unsafe sex. Her boyfriend did not like to use condoms, so she became pregnant. And of course, she became pregnant, and her mom did not want to help her, and her boyfriend drove her down to the clinic, and she had her abortion. So pro-lifers are going to say, well, that's why we banned abortion. But guess what? In 2023, the Guttmacher Institute found that abortions actually increased when Roe v. Wade was overturned. Why would that be? I would like to pose that this is not a hospitable place for pregnant people. Abortion care is also one of those things that they do when a child is being miscarried. But in a lot of states, a woman is not safe to go to the hospital when she's pregnant and bleeding because they are terrified, at least in my state, that they will go to prison for 10 years if they assist and the child is dead. So she sits in the parking lot and she bleeds out, and OBGYNs are leaving our state in droves. So it is not safe to be pregnant. Now, here's another finding they had. 73% of women who get an abortion already have a child who they struggle to feed. So this is not people who don't want to grow their families. This is people who cannot afford to have families. Therefore, 73% cannot have that second child because there is an economic issue in this country. We are an inhospitable place to be pregnant. We do not protect pregnant women. This is something that, if you are pro-life, is going to matter, because I think that you will want to find a way for it to be economically viable for a woman to keep her child. I am struggling with the politics today because it seems that the very party that supports pro-life does not support the wife or the woman or the girl after her baby is born, or support her medically. So I want you to really consider what it means to be pro-life. I would like to pose that being pro-life means that we became a very hospitable place for people to be pregnant, and where we welcome and support women when they physically are unable to go to work and they need to be home with their babies. I'll see you soon.